In this video, we'll look at a fun application of FM synthesis and operator. So we have a good sense of how FM synthesis functions at the kind of atomic level, but now let's see how we can make a fun evolving groove from it. So the goal here is to create something like this. So the concept here is we can have a groove all created right in operator from a single note. And the first thing I did, which I think is pretty cool, is that I created a clip and then set a pitch to play. And I called this an infinite note. We play there. Then I adjust the loop so that it's within the note, and then the start point at the very beginning. So the clip starts, plays the note, and the clip loops so that the note end never receives. And this way I can launch the clip, it'll play the note, and the note will play on forever until I stop in the track. I find this really handy when just exploring sound design, just to have an infinite note. Let's rename that. Infinite C1. And now I can launch that clip and play with my synthesis. So I'll start the clip. And the first thing I want to do is choose the appropriate algorithm. And for this one, I really want to play with FM in a fun way where D, C, and B oscillators are all modulating the frequency of A, giving us various timbres. So I'll choose this algorithm right here. This way I can bring up each one of these individually. That gives us that sound, similar sound, and a similar sound, but I could change the coarse tuning of each one of these. So this could be 7, this could be 5, and this could be 0.5. So now that brings in that low tone, kind of metallic ring, and a higher pitched one. In fact, this one, maybe like that. And I could even change the waveform of each of these if I wanted. And I can even go to the oscillator section and create a custom waveform for these. Like that. Inside of operator, each of the individual operators, A, B, C, and D, all have their own envelope, and the envelopes can all be looped. And I'll be exploring the loop sync function in every one of these. So I'll just set that up in B, C, and D. They're all set to be sync, and I'm going to make them all percussive envelopes, meaning we have no sustain, and we just get kind of a drumish shape. Let's launch this clip again and bring up this level. And we hear that it's synchronized to 16th notes. It's kind of cool, little low end pulse we got there. And I'm going to set this to quarter notes. I like that. Now we'll go to my really high frequency one, bring this in. Nice. Now this one here, maybe half notes. It's a funny sound. Now we can start working with our other envelope. So that's giving us the basis of this little groove. And now we can start thinking about bringing in an LFO. Now the LFO here can be assigned to a variety of parameters, but what I'll have it do is create interesting variations on this kind of hat part. So I'll remove operators C and B. Just get this click above, turn on my LFO, and we immediately hear that that low frequency tone is going up and down, as is the hi-hat. On this LFO, I'll remove destinations A for B and C. So we can hear that all it's modulating is the frequency of operator D. And I could so we get a cool accent pattern. Right? Now this whole sound might need a filter. We'll go to a analog model to filter. This is getting big now. Overall level's getting a bit hot. And this has an envelope itself. So I want to use the filter envelope. I can loop it. Let's do sync again. And I have to choose an envelope amount here. So how much this envelope will react. I'll turn it way up. 100% maybe. And then I'll put the repetition to be a whole measure. And I'll have it swell in. Let's try this. Pretty cool. And then one final thing we can do that I like here is go to the pitch envelope. That could manipulate the pitch of our various operators. We don't have to do that right now. And just like the other filter envelope and LFO envelope, it can be looped. But I can also bring in a little bit of a spread to give this a wide perspective. Let's try it out. It's a cool sound. Now the final thing I'd like to do with this patch is make it monophonic and start exploring different notes. So I'll take in the global tab, I'll go to voices and set that to 1. And then in the pitch section, I'll turn on glide and set it pretty high, around 300 milliseconds. Now if I play some notes on my MIDI keyboard, we can get very cool gliding but still rhythmically active synthesizer sounds.